Welcome back to the channel for another video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more trading content. Let's jump right into it. So for this video, we're just going to backtest the previous week of the NASDAQ from March 10th through March 14th. And I'm just going to try to compare with my journal and see what I did now with a fresh pair of eyes, seeing what I'm seeing now and comparing what I did when I was live testing. So this previous week, I went 8 for 8, I believe. So 8 for 16 actually, won about 50% of my trades, which is a little lower than what I've had in the previous week. So it's okay. It was still profitable. I guess it just might have been one of those weeks where it just wasn't as much profit as the previous week. So it just comes with it. So I just want to try to go back and see if I did anything wrong or if I did not utilize or capitalize as much as I should have this previous week, and just want to compare. So I'm just doing this, trying to prepare for the upcoming week, seeing if I can have a better week this week, and to prepare for the trades that I'm going to call out in the Market Mentors Discord, where you can see I call out my different analysis and my new positions, whatever I'm entering, and all the winners that I'm showcasing. And you guys can feel free to click the link in the description for that. Just join Market Mentors, where I teach trading psychology and focus on trading the NASDAQ. So let's just jump right into the video. I'll do the replay and we'll start from Monday. And this will probably be a little longer of a video, so I'll probably be split this into 2 parts. So let's just start with Monday around, I said New York morning session. So I know for the higher time frame on Monday, it did tag into a daily area of interest. I'm probably not going to mark it, but I just want to focus on the 15-minute for this video at least. But essentially the steps that I'm going to be doing in testing out is right here in the bottom right. This 15-minute sweep of liquidity, looking for a break of a swing point. Then you want to see a mitigation of either the 15-minute order block that I left behind or the imbalance left behind after it breaks that swing point. Then I'm looking for the AMD model on the 1 minute, and I'll go into depth with that a little bit when I get to that, when I mark the actual trade. So on Monday, I'm pretty sure it mitigated this. Let me see if I can pull up my calendar as well, or my journal as well, excuse me. So yeah, it's mitigated a area of interest on the daily. Let's see, I'll mark it up first. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to mark because I was looking for buys here and looking at my journal. So if I'm just looking on the 15-minute analysis, just for time's sake, be no entries here for a buy at least, but I can go back and demonstrate where I was looking at buys after this. Let's see. Yeah, so based on it, let's see, I would actually be looking, at least based on this broker, looking at it now, I'd be looking for a potential buy here. It's going to be a little tricky because we're looking for this area of interest, and I don't know if it's actually a wick here or not, based on this candle. I don't know if this was wicked already and mitigated or not. So it's kind of hard to tell. It's just things just showing a little different in this broker, but based on it, sweeping this liquidity, breaking the swing high, leaving this imbalance, in theory, I'd be looking for a buy here in the Asian session. So let's see if we can get a buy here or not. So yeah, in theory, at least it's not mitigated here yet. So in the 1 minute, we're looking for a buy. And let's see. So yeah, in theory, it might have been a loss, a valid loss. Actually, no, yeah, it didn't break. So yeah. So yeah, no trade there was given. So yeah, nothing was there. So looking at it with a fresh pair of eyes, at least with, if I did know that it was a daily point of interest I'm looking at for this area, there wouldn't have been any trades really Monday. So just if I had the daily area of interest marked up, which it tagged into in this area, I'll go back and replay. At least for Monday, I don't think I really did anything wrong. There's a hedge I could have took, but I just don't like hedging too much, so I didn't take it. But yeah, to stick on my normal plan, I didn't really do anything wrong. It just wasn't the most beneficial day. I think it was 1 for 3, and I did make a video talking about that, but it was still a profitable day just because of how I managed my risk correctly. So it tagged into this area, and I took a trade based off of, let's see, took a trade based off of this, I believe, right here. Actually, I refined it to this swing low here. This is my accumulation, these candles. And this was just something I was testing out for the previous week. I was trying to trade at every single time I thought was valid. Every time I got into an area of interest that was valid. So I was looking for that, or testing that out last week. And yeah, it was okay doing it. I still want to test it out this week as well, just to get some more data for my journal and just for my knowledge. But this is ideally not a trade I would like to take. One, because it's a Monday. Two, because it's right before 8:30. This trade from the 8:23. This trade could have went through, but 8:30 sometimes provides a lot of weird pushes in one way or another way. So this wasn't the best time in my eyes to take it. So it's okay. I still just took it just to kind of get some more confluence and some data with it. And then looking at this one as well, or the next trade I should say as well, was based off of this here. And these are the trades I'm just marking for my journal just because I'm showing what I did take on Monday. Because I'm not actually, if I was looking at now with a fresh pair of eyes with no clue or no previous knowledge of knowing that this is currently in a daily swing area or point of interest, I should say, or area of interest, I should say, I wouldn't have taken these. But I'll mark these up and count these as valid losses. Then would count it towards the total for the backtesting win-loss ratio. Because in theory, if this was live, I would have checked the daily as well and understood it was in an area of interest, so we'll count it. And then there was a continuation. Yep, I took this continuation here. And this continuation probably was the best trade of them all, just because it was within the macro. And it was probably just a proper time to take it. Like this one formed interest right outside of the macro, but this entry here for the trade was probably the best one. Let me see. Make sure my area is correct. Actually, this was the one that hit. So the continuation wasn't, even though it was valid, the continuation was the one that actually lost. The original trade hit. So the continuations are tricky. Sometimes they go through, sometimes they don't. But this was a very valid continuation. Just didn't go through this time. So yeah, take profit was down there. This one hit loss regardless. Take profit was in that 3 standard or 2.5 standard deviations level. And the original entry for here hit. It's still valid, it's not the most ideal because it happened right before the macro, like when it happens right in the macro, but it's okay. Trade hit right there, you see it's wicked up and hit, and then it took this continuation, which continuations are still a little iffy for me. I do take them, but sometimes I just don't prefer taking them because it's just like you're putting your extra capital at risk for almost nothing. Like it's not guaranteed it goes through, but yeah, just wicked down, swept the liquidity a little, and then went to the upside. So that's all good. It was 1 for 3 that day. Nothing formed in Asian session, so still a profitable day just based on how proper risk management practices, and move on to the next day. So yeah, that's just what I actually took Monday. The rest of these is going to be with a fresh pair of eyes. Now I'm going to compare my journal after I mark it up. So we'll see how this rest of these look. So let's go straight to Tuesday. And so far, I'm not seeing any areas of interest on the 15-minute as of yet. That was when we looked at for Asian session that didn't form a trade. And so I don't trade London session, so I'll wait till we turn to this news area. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing one area of interest right here, based off of the same principles in the lower right here. Seeing the sweep liquidity, leaving some imbalance, breaking a swing high. So at least broke at least this swing high, but it also broke those other ones as well, so that's good. Sweeping this liquidity here, and we see like this imbalance here. So once it gets back to this area, looking for buys here, so I'll make sure to rewind that. And yeah, even in this area, actually, this is another area of interest here. Now it's a little more risky because overall I know I wanted to push lower to this lower imbalance, but it still is valid to take a buy from here because usually you don't know if something's going to form or not, because it's no guarantee it's going to just blow down and hit this and then give you a buy. It could have reacted to this first as well and then pushed up, then pushed down and mitigate this one later. So it's just important to take every valid trade because you have no idea which one's going to hit or not. So let's go to this area as well. Broke that swing high, and maybe it gave a 1 minute move, or maybe not. Maybe it gave a valid loss based on how it's looking, but let's look. Broke that swing high. Let's go to 1 minute. Looks like we might have got an entry right there. Depends on the next few candles. Maybe not. Maybe we weren't tagged in actually. So I would have set my entry here probably based on how this broker is at least displaying it. And then take profit would have been at 2.5 standard deviations. Let's see if we were tagged in. Or if it hit take profit first. Yeah, so I would have just deleted this. No valid entry was given. Then it's pushing to the downside, so let's see what it looks like in the 15 for now. Let's see, even though I'm going to replay that. So even though it looks like push down a little further, yeah, no, there's no entry there. and it pushed back up. Yeah, no, I would have just let it go from that area. And you got to think, yeah, the 9:30 open candle, huge spikes. I think it was 10 o'clock, high impact news on this day. Then it pushed down, so this is the real area of interest here to trade from. Definitely looking for a buy off of this area once it taps in. And your entry would have been here. So it accumulates here, manipulates the down sweep and all this liquidity, and breaks the upside. And I would have set my entry based off of this. I would have set it here at this swing low. Looks like it might have hit take profit first, so maybe I would have deleted this actually. Something I'm starting to consider testing going forward. It would have hit my take profit before. I'm thinking, let's see, let's measure it out actually. Use this range for the fib. So actually, no, it would have been good. It would have been valid. Okay, let's see. So yeah, actually that's valid. Loss, really clean trade, came very close to stop loss, but reversed, went through, trusted trade, and went through. And yeah, it's a win there. Let's see, no continuations that I'm seeing from that because yeah, it's already hit take profit pretty quick. So spike to the upside. And then what I'm looking at is, okay, I'm looking at another area of interest here. I just don't trade high impact news. I know there was a news event at 10 last Tuesday, so I'm not going to count this as a trade because I know in real life I wouldn't take this. So skip over this area. I'm sure there was a sell given here, but I'm not going to take it. I wouldn't trade high impact news. Now there's a potential sell